Hey, guess what time it is? Clap, snap, point. That's right, folks. We're back for another episode of Inside Arm Wrestling. And let me tell you something, folks. Arm wrestling might be the most dramatic bunch of people in the world when it comes to niche sports. Listen, I love it. I can tell you this week alone in the world of Inside Arm Wrestling, we have been chuckling, cuckling, and all of the different things that go on to how we are excited for our newest season. But before we get into the nitty gritty, the meat and potatoes, the odds and ends, whatever it is that we're getting into, snap, clap, point, take the glasses off. Folks, Inside Arm Wrestling coming here out of San Diego. And I got to be honest with you, folks. I love to start off every episode pitching our sponsors, Bucked Up. Now, I started with Bucked Up. Anthony's giving me the point. Go over here. There it is. Let him go in, zoom in. I got these from Bucked Up. I got another order of RUT, testosterone booster. Not quite sure how it really worked, I'll be honest with you, because it's only a month of using it. But I'm going for another month. Feel pretty good. It's not hurting me by any means. And if you watch a few of my stories, I'm starting to get stronger again, which means really nothing in the world of arm wrestling. I mean, to be honest with you, I will never be a world champion arm wrestler. And that's not the defeatist attitude in me. It's just, I just refuse to put tren and everything else in my body to make me the most strongest, most aggressive, perhaps greatest arm wrestler of a period of time. And that doesn't mean anything bad to those that do it. I mean, certainly I admire and commend them because they are super strong. But, for me, I don't have the genetics, nor do I really have the time to put my body through that. And at 54 years of age, I just don't want to run the risk. I'd like to see that I walk this earth a little bit longer, but hey, you never know. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You could get hit walking your doggy, as Al Pacino said in Heat. But these Bucked Up gummies, guys, I had a couple of them last night, and they tasted actually they were decent. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think that they were very creative in putting them together. They weren't not tasty, but they weren't, they had a little bit of a kick to it, but you're dealing with supplementation. So it wasn't as if I was sitting in a movie theater popping gummies and getting fat. I took actually the 4 gummies before my workout. And I don't know if there is some sort of thermogenic to this as I'm kind of reading it, but I will say that I felt as if I increased my thermal temperature within about 5 or 6 minutes before I worked out. And I felt really good through my workout. I felt strong. So I'm reading it, and it's for mass, recovery, strength, and mental performance. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't have anything on a thermogenic end, and maybe it was just the fact it was late at night for me. I put something new in my body, and it reacted. But I'm going to try it again tonight, see how I work with it. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give this to 30 days and continue if I feel good and continue to raise my strength level. Let's see if we can get this propped up so it doesn't fall down. I'm going to continue to use the RUT right there. We'll put that here so it doesn't fall down. And folks, I got to be honest with you. With my strength coming back at 54 years young, I feel as if my body is starting to respond to working out. I'm getting more consistent. I'm walking. As you know, I walk almost every morning, and that's always been a staple for me. But my workouts now are getting much more regular. There was a time, a period when I had my operations and was battling those things inside my body that it kind of put me in a spot where I didn't want to be in terms of working out. And now that I'm back, I really feel strong. The workout value of quality of life is really important. So if you're not working out, if you're down and you need an inspirational quote or something like that, just need to laugh, make sure you hit me up and I'll send you out a quick get it going partner spot. But get your workouts in. Quality of life and quantity of life is something that as you get older, you start to really hold on to more and more dearly. So, but you didn't tune into World Series Inside Arm Wrestling, Greg ranting to hear about my philosophy on life. You want to know about what's going on in the world of arm wrestling. And folks, We have the biggest season yet starting this week in Mexicali, Baja, Mexicali with Greg Brown. And let me tell you something. Greg has been no short of an amazing host and friend. And when I say that, he continues to inbox me, call me, text me with the knowledge that he is going to have one of the biggest turnouts he's ever had. And the people of Mexico who are coming to train or are coming to compete so that they can come to the finals is no short of extraordinary. When I say that, I am anticipating at least a 16 to 20 puller increase just out of our Southern brothers coming up to compete in the finals in November. November 1st, San Diego, Harley-Davidson, of course, the biggest tournament event of the year. We will again be throwing it right there at Harley-Davidson. $70,000 in cash, $55,000 in growing in prizes, $125,000 in terms of cash and prizes, 70 plus 55, 125 for out there, all you math scholars. And then after that, again, we head over to Ogden, Utah, pulling for perseverance. Look what Justin Green is doing. Already he has put himself in solidly in the ground. Years ago running his tournament, he's giving away, I think, $7,200 in prize money. So, Greg Brown, $1,000 cash. Justin Green, $7,200, I believe, in cash. Maybe 72 to 76. Then you got Travis Bajan out in Chicago with the Chicago Pull. May is just incredibly busy. And we are going to announce a couple more of our regionals here in the upcoming weeks. We've got a potential new regional out of New York. We've got a potential regional out of Virginia. More than a potential. We just have to get the dates. We've got our Florida regional. We've got our Arizona regional. So there's 4 more regionals coming, folks, that are going to hit there. Possibly a Houston. Unfortunately, folks, as you heard me on the live the other day, our July 12th has been moved indefinitely in Dallas. Certainly an area that I enjoy being at, but unfortunately, this year in the cards, it just didn't pan out. So, World Series of Arm Wrestling looking to come back to Texas in the near future, but unfortunately this year right now, we don't have anything scheduled there. But don't be surprised if we don't find ourselves in a short regional timeline before the finals to help you guys in Texas get qualified. Now, after thinking about all of that and you guys contemplating saying, wow, what could Inside Arm Wrestling really add to this equation? And the answer is, let's talk about Inside Arm Wrestling. Arm wrestling at its greatest. Guys, King of the Table 14. We are out at Green Park Pendik, which is actually pretty interesting. It's called Green Park Pendik, Istanbul. On May 10th, 2025, the full card, get the pay-per-view at evwsports.com. The Gold Star Coffee is kind of a consistent sponsor with them out there. They got Grip Arm Sports, Cup Bop, which, from my understanding, is a new Robert Baxter franchise. So Robert using his platform to promote his endeavors, which, why wouldn't you? I do it. That's important. But a great King of the Table 14, 10 days away. Just looking out here, I will give you my predictions as we go across. And here's what we're going to do as we do our predictions. Anthony is going to put a circle around it. And that way you know, as a graphic, who I picked. So on King of the Table 14, you've got Michael Todd versus Vitaly Lightland. Honestly, I'm a Michael Todd fan. I mean, most of my picks, guys, as I go through these, they're because I'm a fan, right? I mean, some people have commented, oh, you don't know this guy, you don't know that guy on YouTube, and on comments. And you know what the answer is? I really don't. And that doesn't mean that I don't know arm wrestling. It just means that there's a vast number of arm wrestlers in the world that I just don't keep up with. Not because they're not important. They're just not in front of me in terms of importance. I don't go to bed at night searching the YouTube videos in order to find the most obscure video of somebody competing. What I try to do is I try to support those people in my life and in my sport that I have a connection to, and therefore I want to consistently deliver that. So some of you might be out there saying, oh, Vitaly's going to crush Michael, but the answer is you're entitled to your opinion. I actually enjoy Michael Todd. I enjoy seeing him from time to time and saying hi to him and his wife. And so for me, Michael Todd is the overall resounding pick of that match. Todd Hutchins versus Rustam Babiev. Guys, I really think that this is maybe the first time I've seen a international mismatch, and I may be wrong. But I do think that Todd is beyond Rustam at this point. I think Rustam gives up a little bit of strength at this point. I mean, this guy's super strong. Listen, when I say he gives up a little bit of strength, and we're talking relative. I mean, these two individuals would crush me on the table. Even if they allowed me to start this far from the pin pad, they'd still come back and beat me. So, but I like Todd. I like Todd because he commented the other day on my YouTube video. And Todd, I appreciate the comment. So I like Todd. Hopefully Todd wins. That's a big, that'll be a big feather in his cap. And I'm really not quite sure, if there's really anybody in that middleweight category that can beat a Todd Hutchins at this point. But we're going to find out. We go over to another couple of matches. Kavikian versus Sagoff. For me, flip a coin. I'll go with Sagoff. Makarov versus Prokopicki. I will go with Makarov. Matashenko versus Kalenchenko. Always tough names here, guys. My European dialect is a little bit missing, but we'll go with Matashenko. Paul Lynn versus Samusha. I'm a Paul Lynn fan. Listen, I still think, and I like Paul Lynn, and I would, if I ever had the chance to sit down, I would certainly say it in front of him at any level of discussion. Somebody might have got shot, but it wasn't me, folks. So don't worry, I'm still here. We heard that little bang in the background. I'm going to go with Paul Lynn, but I don't know why Paul doesn't match up better against European styles, and that's what I probably would ask him. Why he thinks he may not match up better than what he does here in the States on a stylistic end with European pullers. That would be a question I would have for Paul. I like Jablonski here in his match for the in the super heavyweight category. I like Georgie as an individual. I love his characterizations versus the Dickian. But I'm going to go with Georgie on that. Jocelyn I think her name's Ilan is. I'm a Jocelyn fan. Again, I tend to go with North American pullers. I think when you're a fan, you stay with your fan. Even if your team is not going to win, you stick with your fan. Chigotsi versus Matt Mask. Everybody knows I'm a huge Matt Mask fan. I'm going to go with Matt Mask. Mark Rent versus Lachlan Adair. Again, everybody knows I'm a big Lachlan Adair fan. I mean, the guy literally. I mean, this is a light heavyweight match. This guy's legs are so freaking big that he could be a middleweight if he just, and he doesn't work. I actually talked to him because he doesn't work his legs. I can only imagine what this guy's legs would look like if he actually got under a squat bar and put some real weight on it. And let me rephrase that. I would be amazed to see what this guy could do naturally. But imagine this guy actually got under a squat bar and actually trained legs. That might be scary. That might be really scary. And Tversky versus Tardiev. I don't know. I mean, I'll go with Tardiev on this. It really kind of makes me wonder where some of these styles kind of match up and why they may be stylistically more valuable to one side than the other. I don't know these arm wrestlers very well, so and of course I could sit in YouTube and not make a movie and not make a reality show and not do a World Series of Arm Wrestling and a lot of other things, and I could become an educated scholar of all of these names and athletes, but in the end I'll go with my initial, and so we'll go with Tatiev on this. That's the full card, guys. Go support. I don't know how much the pay-per-view is. Doesn't really say. But it's probably somewhere around 19, 20 bucks. Go out and take advantage of watching it. Moving on, guys, let's talk about some domestic kind of North American arm wrestling here. The UAL, everybody knows that I am very good friends with Bill and his family, and they continue to be amazing people, number one, but number two, continue to throw very high quality events. The UAL has the Patterson Apricot Festival on May 31st. This is the longest event in the USA, and it is now the Kenny Hughes Memorial. Those of you who knew Kenny really cherished this event. He was a very polarizing individual. I got to meet Kenny, I think, twice before he passed. But this is really an event that has a lot of heritage, a lot of history, and is typically very well attended. And I'll be honest with you, I may be able to get up to Patterson if I look at my handy dandy phone here real quick. This is Patterson, California. About 8 hours away, but I'll be honest with you, I've driven quite a bit before. It is up by San Jose. I might actually fly in. It might be easier for me to fly in and rent a car for that day. But it weigh-ins on Saturday, 8 to 12. Competition starts at 1. And then I believe he's got some Friday weigh-ins here too, because that would make sense. However, I may be wrong. It looks like there is only one weigh-in time, 8 to noon on Saturday. Competition starts at 1. A large number of weight classes in there, folks. Masters, ladies, seniors. Actually, to be honest with you, I probably qualify as a senior. I think Bill's seniors are 50 and older. But they have a amateur ladies, masters, and grandmaster custom awards for it. The UAL always has great awards, and they're quality people. So if you can get up there, I'm looking at to see if they've got what the cost is per arm on here. I'm going to guess it's somewhere between $40 and $50. That seems to be the going rate these days. My apologies if that's not correct to the UAL and Bill, but I don't see it on the flyer. But no, I'm looking at it again. I don't see it on the flyer, but again, if you can get out to the San Jose area for the Patterson, what a great event. You will not be disappointed. And then on our last kind of look around the West Coast, I would say, you've got the Arm Sports Arizona State Championships on June 7th. My apologies, I'm reading this. Chandler, Arizona. It's at the Crown Plaza San Marcos Resort. Tim Talmadge and Kayla Talmadge always throw an amazing event there. From what I understand, they've got a lot of international talent coming for this event. It's really one to watch. The hotel accommodations are with the Crown Plaza. Limited rooms available. Venue is at the hotel. So I'm kind of scrolling through the slides here in the Crown Hotel. Definitely a good-looking place there. It looks to have a pool. In the immortal words of Ty Webb from Caddyshack, pool, pond. Maybe pond would be better for me. All you Caddyshackers out there. But it really looks like a nice little resort. It's $119 a room plus the resort fee. Code is Z at the checkout. That's ZEE. You got to book by May 5th. So guys, you got to book this weekend, because if you don't, you're done. So on June 7th, Chandler, Arizona, you got the Arizona States. Guys, I want to also talk a little bit about a tournament in New York that's coming this week, and that's the Jason Vale tournament. So here's a unique thing about the Jason Vale. It's a third annual. Those of you who know Jason Vale and Jason Vale's story probably know it better than I do. I do know that Jason was a promoter and unfortunately passed away from cancer a few years back. He is running a strap tournament, and that is with Lion straps, because I know that Leo and Mike have talked about that, and therefore I know that that's together. Saturday, Jason Vale, May 3rd. They'll be paying out $250, $150, and $75 on the weight classes. And as it says, come find out if the strap really does tell no lies. I know a lot of people have gravitated to this tournament because it's such a great cause. Empire Arms puts it on. If you're not following Empire Arms, and you should, trying to see if I can get any other information. Here it is on the event page, on the May 3rd event page. Jason Vale. Right now, he's got about 120 people who responded. That is awesome. That's a great start. The UFC gym. So if you go on the event page, guys, and you look at the event itself, it is May 3rd. It gives you a nice handy-dandy map. It is the 4th year of celebration of the life of New York arm wrestling legend Jason Vale. If you've ever trained with Jason or were friends, especially any competitors of his, are all expected to come and hang out and be a part of the event. Prize money in all men pro classes, first place, $250, $150, second, $75, third. Other than that, I'm trying to see if on the flyer what the charge or the cost is. But again, probably somewhere between $35 and $50 per arm, which all goes to a great cause. And Mike and Steve Black do a great job out there. So in the world of arm wrestling, there's a lot of great tournaments here over the next 2 or 3 weeks that you guys should really be putting on your calendar. Inside Arm Wrestling is really a place where you can come and find out a little bit about everything. Hopefully, we get around to your events when you're having them. So if you're having an event, make sure you do DM us here. Send it into Greg XFS or World Series _ of _ Arm Wrestling. I think there's an _ after World as well. So send it to us. Send us your flyer. Make sure that we are able to promote you. To make sure we're able to get you out there so people see you. And ultimately, folks, the more we continue to promote the sport, the more we like, subscribe, and notify on all those search engines, the better we all become. Once again, another great episode of Inside Arm Wrestling. Remember, on your calendars, World Series of Arm Wrestling, Baja, Mexicali, coming this Saturday with Greg Brown. And if you're on the East Coast, you are with Mike Bisman at Jason Vale Memorial Tournament, straps only. And as you go through the month, you'll find yourself in Ogden, Utah. You'll find yourself in Chicago, and you'll find yourself in Patterson, California. Make sure, if you have the availability on May 10th, you look for your favorite arm wrestler out there at Istanbul at Green Park Pendik, Istanbul. Make sure you get the pay-per-view and support. Guys, it's been another great episode of Inside Arm Wrestling. The rambling arm wrestler Greg Sharp is back. Look for me to be competing soon somewhere on a table near you. And folks, there's nothing better than a clap, snap, and a point. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we look forward to seeing you in our next Inside Arm Wrestling.